Hello, House Reviews here for a pretty late review for Thunderbolts. Yeah, I'm a little bit late, but I have reasons for it. I was actually away on holidays last weekend, so it took a while for me to be able to get out of holiday mode and return to doing a review. And I actually did see this before, 2 days before I went away for my little trip, and yeah. I sort of spent the time thinking over what I thought of this film and, whether what I could really say about it and, you know, go from there. And yeah, going into this, I was interested to see what they would do with this film, because, okay, Captain America: Brave New World wasn't exactly the success a lot of people thought it would be, myself included. But um, I, and Thunderbolts, I was interested to see what they would do for this, because this has been built up for a while that the Marvel Studios was going to do this super this uh team of anti-heroes and former villains. And even when they finally announced it, in I think it was 2022 San Diego Comic-Con, if I'm correct, the lineup was intriguing. Wouldn't say it was perfect, but intriguing with the choices of characters that they were going to have. I mean, some we knew would be in it, like Yelena Belova or John Walker, and Valentina Del Fonte was going to be obviously formed, but there were some surprises among there, and even with rumors of who else could have shown up in this. So yeah, I was morbidly curious. I think I started getting more it. The trailers were good, but I wasn't a fan of them. Oh, to be fair, but they still look promising. And I mean, I look at the and going into this, I was hearing some good reviews, and yeah, it's really good. And yeah, that's really all I can say. This is a good film, and definitely is a form reversal of sorts from Marvel. Um, um, it's interesting when you look at it with Phase Five in particular. You got the films have gone from failure to success, failure to success, failure to success. Well, when it comes to critical scores, when it comes in terms of audiences and that, um, yeah, and even a bit of box office with the Marvels. Yeah. But yeah, Thunderbolts is interesting. I'm not going to say what the asterisk is, even I think you can pretty much guess what it is. But yeah, going into this, I don't give too much of a plot summary in this. Just basically, all these former villains brought together on a pretext of a mission, but found out they were duped and must get and team up to get revenge on the person who set them up, which okay is Julia Louis-Dreyfus's Valentina. But along the way, they also meet a new character named Bob, played by Lewis Pullman. And yeah, it's interesting with his characters that I get what they're doing with him, and he is a very unique character when it comes and how he is tied to the story. This basically is centered around him and these character and how interactions with him influence the team of ragtag former villains or anti-heroes to team up and find common ground. And yeah, I found him interesting to say the least. Um, yeah, he's not the best character in this, but he is a uh, good character. But as I said, Pullman does a good job playing him. In fact, I should say this: the best thing in this film, in my view, is the performances of these actors. They all do a really good job with returning to these roles they played in other projects, no matter how long they've been in the role or how long it's been between their last when they last played them. Because some of these characters we haven't seen them in a while, and they do a really good job. Yeah, I mean, I should, yeah, I really, and a lot of these actors, like them and become pretty much in. Some favorites of mine this decade. I mean, I should mention Florence Pugh. Yeah, she's probably my favorite actress of the current decade. Every film she's in, even if it's something that isn't that good, like Don't Worry, Darling, she was the one saving grace in that film for me. Well, one of the few, but the thing I like the most. She's obviously great in this. I love Yelena Belova. She's a great character, and yeah, I really think Florence, fantastic. You know, Sebastian Stan can pretty much play, but Bucky in his sleep. Whatever situation Bucky's now in, I'm always interested to see where Sebastian goes with with his character, and Bucky is definitely one of the best characters in the MCU, and you know, and to say he's probably the most because he's been around for so long and has gone through the journey that a lot of these other characters are going through with this film. He's sort of like the guide and de facto leader, which is basically what he is in this, even though it's pretty clear that Yelena Belova is going to be the leader of the Thunderbolts team. Um, though she won't be the face of it, it's going to be Bucky. Um, yeah, and it's pretty good to see. Um, one of my favorite, David Harbour as Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian. The Red Guardian has become one of my favorite characters in the MCU. He's not why, but Harbour's performance in this, he brings so much joy to this character, and his accent, and the lines he say. I don't know why he just always brings a smile to my face when he's around. Even when he was in a even his episode in What If season 3, I don't know why, but Red Guardian is just this character I just love. Like I honestly don't know why. He just sort of appeals to me, and his relationship with Belova is explored further, and everything. Yeah, Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Yeah, she's great. Um, and it is. I will say this when it comes to all these characters coming back to get revenge. And what she's being investigated on by the government. I was because Bucky's also trying to get her convicted for her crimes in the background before he teams up with everyone else. I was sort of hoping they would maybe bring back elements from Wakanda Forever and bring Martin Freeman in. This is Everett Ross because we do know that obviously uh, Valentina set him up in that film, and given the situation and everything, I was kind of hoping he would show up here, but we don't get that. Maybe we'll see what happens to him later in future Black Panther film. But yeah, I'm just saying that. And don't tell me about Secret Invasion. I don't want to go over that. Um, yeah, and the other characters, John Walker, Ghost, they're good. Um, yeah, yeah, I appreciate the simplicity of the story and the characterization, fantastic. The action scenes, they're good. They are good when they're around. Like um, the Bucky motorcycle chase in the car chase in the second act of the film is good, and the climax is interesting. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And the effects are good, better than what Brave New World had to offer at certain stages. And the humor is good with a lot of these characters. I say a lot because not all of them work. Like, I mean, Yelena has a few lines I'm not like particularly eh, and Valentina's a bit mixed as well. I wouldn't say John Walker and Ghost get too many lines, but I don't know. Don't really recall when it comes to their humor. But yeah, most of them work. And when it comes to the nitpicks, my cons, well, I already mentioned the humor, but the only other problem I have is with uh, the other character that was prominently featured in when it was first announced, Taskmaster. Uh, Look, I get not every character will get through every film, and I know that Taskmaster was not well received it from when with her when she was in with her appearance in Black Widow, but I still would like characters like that to be treated with some respect and dignity, and just at least given a bit more of a better send off, just give them more to do, and everything, and not just you're oh, you're here now, you're gone, that sort of thing, like um because here's the thing, I wasn't the biggest hater of Taskmaster in Black Widow, compared to everyone else, but yeah, I just would have liked a bit more with her and everything. I just thought, just give a bit more time before you obviously have to push them to the side. I mean, I get it. Not every character can survive every film, and the MCU is stacked with characters at the moment going into Doomsday and Secret Wars, and we know who's coming very shortly. Thanks to the post-credit scene, we all knew that would probably be teased. And then with how many very old actors from the Fox films are going to show up in their X-Men roles, for Doomsday. Yeah, who knows who else might show up, because we're going to get a new Spider-Man film as well, and plenty more shows. Yeah, which will tease others. But yeah, yeah, that's really about it. Thunderbolts is a good film. It definitely deserves a solid scores. It's nothing more you can really say about it. It is a good film. It's actually probably is one of the best that Marvel has done in recent times. In terms of critical ratings, it's probably right up with Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So yeah, I will probably say that I still think Deadpool and Wolverine is probably a better experience, just because it you know was different, much more different compared to this. But this is still a really good film. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10 out of stars. Yeah, I think it's a good film and definitely worth a watch. I think it should be a good. Um, Hopefully, this leads to better things to come. Well, further great things to come, good things to come, I should say, because hopefully the films, the next four films that we know are coming, which are Fantastic Four, Doomsday, Spider-Man, Brand New Day, I think it is, yeah, Brand New Day, and Secret Wars, and along with two others in between. So, and of course the shows. So yeah, we can only hope. But in terms of what's next, it will be a bigger review, and that's all I'll say. Just wait and see what it is. But in the meantime, Hats Off Master Reviews is out, and I shall see you for my next video. Ciao!